Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who were the instruments to bring this truth to us, so we can bring it to y'all. Shalom to Shalom to all the Akim out there, spreading this truth like wildfire, truth and sincerity. Shalom to the Israelite, to the elect among the Israelite foreigners who be like unto the speckled bird, looking like the other nations, not looking like the people on this sign, not looking like the people, not looking like the people on this sign, but the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that they're the children of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, which means they're Israelites. And shalom to the real sisters out there, are actually staying in order. All right. I'm out here to prophesy the downfall of this place, America, known as Babylon the Great in the Bible, and to wake up the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel. People which are mainly the people on this 12 tribe sign. You so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Native Americans. And also out here sound the alarm about to come in Jacob's trouble, martial law, FEMA camps, forced inoculations, forced jabs, leading to forced RFID chip coming to this place, which is the mark of the beast, by the way. And I'm here and I'm sounding alarm because we're getting close to that time, We're getting close to that time. I got a few articles to get into, and this is also to take the blood off of our hands. If we don't warn y'all, the blood is on our hands because we the watchmen of our nation. Let me before I get into these articles, which I'm gonna get right to after this. Let me get Ezekiel chapter. I'm gonna get to that Watchman scripture. Is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17, verse 16. And it came to pass. My bad, y'all. And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, verse 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth, and give them warning from me. Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Because ultimately, the watchman don't warn you the enemy coming, bro. The watchman just asleep on the tower. He's asleep, he's passed out drunk, he's not paying attention and he's not warning you. That watchman got a lot of blood on his hands, man, for not doing his job. Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, you two-thirds, and he turned not from his, speaking of the wicked of our people, and he turned not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. but thou hast delivered thy soul, because we told you so, because we let you know, you know. So since we let you know, like you didn't, and you didn't take heed, you know, it's all, you're gonna die for it. You're gonna die for it, and we gonna be straight. Verse 20. Again, when a righteous man does turn, makes sense, right? When a righteous man does turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in the sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered. But his blood will I require at thine hand. You know, also for those that are already in the truth, if they go off, you gotta warn them. You gotta reprimand them. You gotta tell them, hey, that's wrong. Hey, you gotta stop doing that. Or you're gonna die. You gotta tell them that. Verse 21. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he does not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also, thou hast delivered thy soul. You know. Verse 22. And the hand of Yahweh, I'm going to continue on because there's more here. Speaking of the times that's coming, because a part of the times that's coming is that we're not going to be able to be coming out here warning y'all, when shit hitting the fan, all hell breaking loose, we're not going to be able to be out here. Matter of fact, it's going to be, they're soon going to make it illegal to preach this word. They're going to make it a hate crime. Verse 22, in the hand of Yahweh, which is when the word Lord is in the Bible in all caps, it's his name is there in the Hebrew. And in the Paleo Hebrew, his name is Yahweh, meaning he is, which is a conjugation of I am, pursuant to Moses in the burning bush when he gave him his name. Also when it say when it say Lord and then God in all caps. When it say God, or when it just say God, the word there, they say it's Elohim, but you really get into Hebrew, ain't no E's, ain't no O's. So really it's Allahayim, but that's title. That's a title, that's not a name. His name is Yahweh. And the hand of Yahweh was there upon me, and he said unto me, Arise, go forth into the plain, and I will there talk with thee. Verse 23, then I rose and went forth into the plain, and behold, the glory of Yahweh stood there, as the glory which I saw by the river of Chebar, and I fell on my face. Verse 24, then the Spirit entered into me and set me upon my feet, and spake with me and said unto me, Go, shut thyself within thine house. Verse 25, but thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out with them among them. Verse 26, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou should be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Time is coming. We're not going to be able to tell you these things. We're not going to be able to warn you of the times that's coming, because they're already going to be here. We're not going to be able to tell you, by the way, the name of the Most High is not God, it's Yahweh. God is a title. It's not even Elohim, or even Ahayim. It's a title. It mean powers, plural. Allah mean power. Hey, for all you Muslims out there, Allah means power. It's a title. It's not his name. They get that Arabic word from that Hebrew word Allah, because Arabic is basically what is a dialect of Hebrew. And we're not going to be able to tell you these things soon come because it's going to be illegal. You know, and I got articles going into that. You know, the Most High, Yahweh opens the mouth of his prophets and he closes them. He's the one who does it. You know, he's the one who sends us out here. Verse 27, but when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say to them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, he that heareth, let him hear, he that forbeareth, let him forbear for their rebellious house. Yep, that's you 2/3 out here, you rebellious house, man. 2/3 of you so-called black people, Latinos, and the Native Americans, as well as you speckled birds looking like the other nations, Israelite foreigners that go back to these people and these signs, whether you may, on your father's side, whether you may know it or not. You know, majority of y'all out here are 2/3 and y'all not going to get it. Let me get into these articles before I waste too much time. Actually, let me get, hold on. No, they're demonizing us. Get that? Oh,
Hello, sir.
What's up, man?
Sorry, you can't do that here.
This is private property.
Yes, sir, this is Cross's property.
Oh,
Yeah,
where's the? I thought the
Yeah,
sidewalk
no,
was.
trust me, I did too until my boss told me.
Until your boss
Yeah.
told you.
Sorry about that, sir.
It is what it is, man.
You're more than willing to cross the street at the park.
Across the street.
Yeah,
This is private property.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Got you. I got you. Shit, it is what it is. Someone probably complained about it. Yeah, somebody complained about me being on here, and it turned out it was private property. So, hey, you know, these devils say it's their kingdom right now. They say you gotta move, you gotta move. Word is still going out.
Wait. Six, five.
Yeah, to be expected. Call somebody doing. I ordered you. Then you're ruining business for them, sir. They gonna make you move. What's up, dude? Well, of course, of course, of course. But anyways, hey, spiritual how was going into how like there's this famine of the word that's coming, which is also it's known as the famine of the word. And I was told to move. Hey, so you was showing an example of that. Those prophets are going to be removed from the streets. Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. Run to and fro. No, hey, when you, hey, get this word now, man. Get this word now, because it ain't gonna be available. It ain't gonna be available whenever shit hits the fan, man. And you're gonna have questions then. Well, we're out here answering your questions right now, man. Verse 13. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. You're gonna faint for thirst, because this is that living water. You're 2/3 out there. Verse 14. They that swear by the sin of Samaria and say, thy power, O Dan, liveth. Is where God, get into really mean power. And the manner of Beersheba liveth. Even they shall fall, never rise up again. Got even they shall fall, never rise up again. You're 2/3. You don't want to come back to your nationality. Well, you want to be a heathen? You want to be a heathen? You get treated like a heathen. Let me get FB flagging FB. Oh yeah. Where FB told there was this news that came out where reports extremist friends on FB. Yeah, got that article. And this is and they're setting up the witch hunt, basically. They're setting up the witch hunt for people like me, people that come out here and bring out the fact that you so-called black people, Latinos and Native Americans are the true Israelites. People that bring out the fact that America is Babylon, people that bring out the fact that the so-called white man is Esau Edom, and he's not white, he's pink, which is a shade of red, and that he's the wicked and the devil that the Bible speaks of, and that Babylon is going to be destroyed in the coming World War III by nukes from Russia, nukes from China, nukes from every country on this planet. Every country is going to launch nuclear warheads at this place, even the allies of America, even even NATO countries. There's scriptures going into that. The last war NATO is going to fight is going to be against America. The beast shall hate the whore. That's what that situation in the Middle East is going to lead to. So these things are coming soon, so we got to warn y'all. Let me get this article. Facebook test prompts that ask users if they're worried if a friend is quote unquote becoming an extremist. Came out 6 days ago. Well, yeah. Some FB users in the United States are being served a prompt that asks if they're worried that someone they know might be becoming an extremist. What's up, man? Taking pictures of me? Why take pictures? If you want to see this broadcast, just look up Ahabamat Yashrala, all caps, Ba. Just look that channel up and subscribe if you want to see this broadcast. You don't need to take pictures. You don't need to take pictures. Just do that. Others are being notified that they may have been exposed to extremist content. It's all a part of a test the social media company is running that stems from its Redirect initiative, which aims to combat violent extremism. You know, they're demonizing us. Andy Stone, a Facebook spokesperson, told CNN screenshots of the alert surfaced on social media Thursday. Quote unquote, this test is a part of our larger work to assess ways to provide resources and support to people on FB who may have engaged with or were exposed to extremist content or may know someone who is at risk, quote unquote, Stone said. You know, see how they portrayed it? Oh, these people are at risk. You know, they need help. Snitch on them for their own good. The damn devil, you know? That's what he'll do. That's what he'll do to get you to turn your brother in. You know, he's an unruly slave. You gotta turn. Massa says to report him for his own good. That's what's going on here. What's up, man? You know, Massa Esau says to turn him in, and that's and Massa means oppressor, by the way, in the Hebrew. Quote unquote, we are partnering with NGOs and academic experts in this space and hope to have more to share in the future, quote unquote, Stone added. One of the alerts, a screen grab of which made the rounds of social media Thursday, asked users, quote unquote, are you concerned that someone you know is becoming an extremist? Quote, unquote. We care about preventing extremism on Facebook. Explain that alert. You know, Massa means Hebrew and means oppressor in the Hebrew, proves that these so-called black people. Y'all are Israelites, you know, of the tribe of Judah, to be specific. Majority of y'all. Quote unquote, we care about preventing extremism on FB. Explain that alert, quote unquote, according to a screen grab posted on social media. Quote unquote, others in your situation have received confidential support. The alert then redirects the user to a support page. Quote unquote, violent groups try to manipulate your anger and disappointment. Quote unquote, another alert reads, you can take action now to protect yourselves and others. Quote unquote. The alert also directs the user to a support page. Stone, the FB spokesperson, said the company is directing users to a variety of resources, including Life After Hate, an advocacy group that helps people leave violent far-right movements. And they're saying right now it's to stop so-called white supremacy. Well, but you know, they're gonna do the old bait and switch, because and they're already actually doing that. You seen the news, you know, you just had you just had an event. You just had a news event called where some group called Rise of the Moors got in a conflict with the cops, and they supposedly sovereign citizen group or whatever, man. And you look in these types of events, and they're all staged, man. And then you had another event where we had a cop get shot by some dude that was wearing fringes, and they deleted his FB post page immediately. Then was claiming that his FB page said, "I'm a child of the Most High," you know, Kam Yash, I'm the child of the Most High. Something about praise Yah, which Yah just means he in Hebrew. That's not his name either. Kam Yasharallah, you know. So you know what they're trying to get at. You know what they're trying to get at. And then recently they had something else I gotta get into, where the FBI claims to have infiltrated an extreme Bible study group, you know, which they're saying it was a right wing group or whatever, but the language they used, oh, they call themselves the like-minded or whatever, like-minded people. What do we say? What do we say? Uh, what do we say? We talk about GMS, Great Millstone, and like-minded Akim, like-minded brothers. That's what we. We talk about. So you see where they're going with this. They are setting the stage. They are creating the narrative to deal with this. Because this devil, he don't come at you straight up. No, he don't come at you straight up. He don't come at you be like, I hate you, I'm gonna get rid of you straight up. No, he spreads lies about you. He spreads lies about you, and he creates puts together a dossier on you. A case on you, full of lies. That's what he does. Creates a narrative, a justification, so that he can then come after you. That's how this devil works. He's that's how he works. That's how he works. Let me get back to my article. I'm gonna get into that too, because that's a very important development. Over the next several years, FB has come under intense scrutiny from critics for not taking enough action to curtail extreme miscontent on its platform. Of course, all by design as well. Some call the Hegelian dialect, where they basically, yeah, the Hegelian dialect, or otherwise known as incrementalism, man. It's incrementalism. Hegelian dialect is one way of it. One way of that. Uh, the thesis, there's a thesis, and then there's an antithesis. And then there's conflict. And then the conflict is resolved, and what you get is called a synthesis. They use that. They use that when it comes to a lot of their agendas. When it came, hey, the jab. What did they? What were they? They've been pushing that jab for a while, man. They've been pushing that for a while, and then they had the religious objectors and all that. They had the conscientious objectors and all that. People didn't want to get the jab, pro-vat, pro-jab, and against the jab. You know, you know. Their solution to that is, oh, we can't have any objections to it. All this. Um, there's many examples of it. There's too many to just name off the top of my head like that. Over the last, okay, yeah, in 2020, for instance, the company was criticized for failing to shut down the page of a militia group that urged armed citizens to take to the streets of Kenosha, Wisconsin. The company also repeatedly promises to do better at stopping the flow of misinformation and conspiracy theories. What these devils like to call conspiracy theories, basically, it's a way of demonizing and scoffing at you, bringing out the truth about their plans. Exposing false flags, for example, like 9/11. That's called a conspiracy theory. But there is so much proof that shows that it's a fact. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, man. There's so there's so much evidence on it, man. There's so much evidence. The thermite, which is an explosive at ground zero, man. So much evidence out there. But yeah, that's what this devil does. Facebook's independent oversight board even urged the company in May to investigate the roles platform played in the January 6th insurrection. Hey, you look into that. You look into that. It was a total setup, man. You look into that. Suspect from the get-go. I mean, come on. It was a total setup. You had Proud Boys posing as Antifa posing as Proud Boys. And when you look into the Proud Boys, their leader was linked up, or was with the feds, I believe, and set all them up, man. Because this devil uses an approach called controlled opposition. Hey, that goes into that antithesis, that controlled opposition, Antifa. I wouldn't doubt it. You look into it, they're also controlled opposition. BLM too, shit all, man. Hey, the rise of the Moors, that group, wouldn't be surprised if that group turned out to be controlled opposition. Because this devil, he'll do that. He'll do that just to further an agenda. Which is the famine of the word. To be like, basically, we got a domestic terrorism problem. There's a war on terror. Even starting off with that. There's a war on terror. First, it was foreign terror, overseas. We got a war on terror. We gotta send troops over there. Hey, you so-called Mexican. You're Mexican. Tribe of Ishkar.
I'm not even afraid.
On that sign. Tribe of Ishkar. The name of the Father is Yahweh. The name of his Son is Yahweh Shai. Hey, and they are portrayed as so-called black men in the Bible. Repent, stop worshiping the false image of the Lord. He wasn't a pale so-called white man with long hair and blue eyes, long stringy hair, blue eyes, and stringy beard. That image is based off of a man named Cesare Borgia, not his true image. No. Revelation chapter 1, 13 going on 15. See, they don't like it that we're bringing this out. We expose that false image. Revelation 1 and 13 now 15. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Verse 14, his head and his hairs, the hairs on his head and the hairs on his face, for you to understand, were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Because no one's skin is truly white, but hair can be white. White like wool. So who's people that got woolly hair? So-called black people. Just makes sense. Verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in the furnace. Very dark. Again. So if his feet are that color, the rest of his body must be that color. And his voice is the sound of many waters. And that his eyes being like that is a reference to Genesis 49. Genesis 49 about, let me get it. Verse 12, talking about Hamashiach, the Messiah, Yahushai. His eyes shall, verse 10, start from there. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, no lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and to him shall the gathering of the people be. Verse 11, biting his foal into the vine, and is as his coat unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. Verse 12, his eyes shall be red with wine. There you go. His teeth white. So there you go. Red wine. Showing you it's not symbolic, it's literal. You look like unto the Son of Man. Should tell you right there too. But let me get back on what I was getting into. Just wanted to say that because a lot of people still have that attachment to that image. Let me get FBI infiltrates Bible study group. Let me get that. Showing you where they're going with this. Should have probably got right to it. But yeah. Anyone got a question about them signs? Next time I just wait till that. FBI infiltrates group whose members wanted to test homemade bombs surveil Capitol secede from U.S. Court records show. The FBI has infiltrated a Bible study group in Virginia that after the January 6th riot, you on this sign? You so-called black African American. You're from the tribe of Judah. The FBI has infiltrated a Bible study group in Virginia that after the January 6th riot had members discussing surveilling the U.S. Capitol and the wish for succession from the U.S. When investigators closely followed one member's plan to build and test Molotov cocktails, according to recently unsealed court records. The startling new case, landing 6 months after the pro-Trump insurrection, adds to the more than hold on adds to the more than 500 Capitol riot federal criminal cases already in court, and fleshes out what's known about the Justice Department's understanding of the continued interest of right-wing extremists to allegedly interfere with the U.S. government and discuss with each other how to do so. The new case highlights one group members' apparent interest in the Second American Civil War. Right now they're saying it's right-wingers. It's secessionists right now. Right now they're saying it's basically Trump supporters right now, but they about to do that bait and switch though. And it's about to be about what the FBI calls black identity extremists. The newly disclosed criminal case against Virginia man Phi Duong, who also goes by Monkey King and Jim, quote unquote, according to the court record, arose after Duong interacted with undercover law enforcement officers several times on January 6th and into recent months, when the FBI ultimately gained access to his group in Virginia, then accompanied him to an old jail as Duong allegedly pursued bomb building. Law enforcement's undercover interactions with Duong and his contacts since January are laid out in a 14-page statement from the FBI, filed in court in recent days to support his arrest and initial charges. Fuck. Duong was arrested last week after the Justice Department charged him with 4 federal crimes, including entering the restricted grounds. Hold on. Including entering the restricted grounds of the Capitol and obstruction of an official proceeding related to his alleged participation in the siege on January 6th, according to court record. Give me a sip of water. Which is what that was all about. They're setting the narrative so they can later go after people like me who would be called black identity extremists. Just despite how I look, just because of what I'm saying. And hold on. On January 6th, in downtown Washington, Duong spoke with an undercover Metropolitan Police officer, according to his charging papers. Duong was dressed in black in alleged effort to disguise himself as leftist group Antifa. I wouldn't be surprised if this dude was set up, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he was an agent the whole time, man. Because that's how they do it. Investigators said during the conversation, Duong asked the undercover officer if they were a quote-unquote patriot and identified himself as an operator, according to FBI reports supporting his arrest. As the riot progressed, the undercover officer saw him again kneeling by a marble fence on a terrace of the Capitol, an area that was normally restricted, according to court records. Investigators say Duong also videotaped himself inside the Capitol and was captured on the building's cameras wearing a white mask shaped like a wide grin. The charges Duong faces are minor compared to what other right-wing extremists have faced for their alleged roles in the insurrection. He had not been has not been formally indicted, and his charges could be expanded or rewritten in the coming weeks. He has not been charged with crimes related to any post January 6th conduct, including the alleged bomb planning. Duan's attorney did not decline to comment on Tuesday. FBI connects with group. In mid-January, an undercover agent from the FBI made contact with Duong, who is a member of a secretive, loosely affiliated, unnamed group of like-minded individuals. See, quote unquote, see where they're going with this in Virginia? According to records made public on Tuesday, this describing additional allegations against them. This is to go after any like-minded individual when they go after members of GMS, Great Millstone, ISU, all these Israelite groups, man, because it doesn't matter. Like it's not going to matter to Esau if you're part of GMS, if you're a part of IUIC, if you're a part of ISUBK, GOCC, even that group, which claims that Edomites can be saved falsely, even that group. You're out here, you're an Israelite. That's enough of a threat, and you're out here telling people that's hey, right to the red list, right to the red list. They're gonna go after even those of us who ain't a member of a camp, man. We're just like-minded. We're like-minded brothers. So that's what they're setting the stage for. Of course. Let me get back to it though, without going on too long. In Virginia, according to court records made public on Tuesday describing the additional allegations against him, though Duong put a member of the militia-like extremist group, the Three Percenters, hold on, in contact with his group. The FBI noted in court his group appeared to exist separately from any known major groups previously identified and taking part in the Capitol riot. Ask me about the sign if you want to know. Hold on. Close this no ad. Encrypted chats. Then the agent attended one of the group's meeting with Duong and other members, according to the FBI. For me, quote unquote, right now my goal is building the infrastructure first, then building up the individuals that will compose of this. Perhaps not long after I'm gone, quote unquote. Investigators said Duong told the undercover FBI agent in March. He also said he had written a manifesto, quote unquote, records say. And this is what they gonna say about us, man. They gonna say they're not gonna do it right now, but they're planning on doing it later on. We've got to stop them before they do something. Thought crime type shit, man. That's what they gonna do. Thought crimes. Let me get to that article. quote unquote, if I get into a gunfight with the feds and I don't make it, I want to be able to transfer as much wisdom to my son as possible, quote unquote. Investigators noted him saying, according to a court filing. So you could, oh, so you could see how they could twist, they could flip it, and uh, and say the same thing about us, right? We trying to educate y'all. We trying to give y'all wisdom. You know, I titled this live "Wisdom Crying Out in the Chief Place of Concourse." You know, because that's what's going on here. You know, see where they're going with this. See where they're. It's plain into those who can see. "Quote unquote" Bible study group. DeLong told the FBI agent that his group tried to be "quote unquote" cloak and dagger and wanted to "quote unquote" build resistances, according to court records. And yeah, hey, y'all wanna watch this live on hey, you interested in the sign? What it says? You wanna know anything about it? Let me know. But what I was gonna say is that if y'all will watch this live, you know, right now, live or after it's over with, just look up channel Ahabamat Yashrallah Ba. Yashrallah, all caps. Yashrallah means Israel. Israel in the Paleo Hebrew. Look that up. And it's the live is titled "Wisdom Crying Out in the Chief Place of Concourse Bidding to a Marriage." That's what it's called. You can watch it. Watch it, share it. Gotta get the word out. Dawn told the FBI, yeah, okay. They wanted to quote unquote build resistances according to court records. You know, hey, yeah, make sure to subscribe and share the videos, you know. Ahab Ahmad Yashrallah Ba. Yashrallah in all caps means Israel in Hebrew. Ahab means love in the Hebrew. Ahmad means wisdom or truth in the Hebrew. Yashrallah means Israel in the Hebrew. Ba means the second in the Hebrew. But according to court records, getting back in this on this article, the agent then attended what the group records call a quote unquote Bible study meeting at an Alexandria, Virginia house in February, where the group members discussed the Bible and succession, weaponry, and combat training, and using methods to make their communications private, according to court records. You know, and also, you know, the channels that I'm subscribed to on there, subscribe to them, man. What's up? What's up, man? What's up? You don't know about the sign? You don't know anything about the sign? I be Israelite. All right. Yeah.